Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, let's dive into something really important: the common mistakes people make in their 20s. Your 20s are often described as one of the most crucial and defining decades of your life. It's a time when you can set yourself up for success in your 30s, 40s, and beyond, or you can make choices that set you back by years. This decade is a period of growth, discovery, and often a little chaos. There's no perfect roadmap for how to navigate your 20s, and everyone's journey will look different, but there are certain common pitfalls that I've observed over the years. It's our first experience stepping into the real world as adults, and since everything is new, mistakes are inevitable. I'm in my late 20s now, and I've personally made a lot of these mistakes, but I've also learned from them. Hopefully, sharing these insights will help you avoid some of these traps and make the most of your 20s. The first major mistake I see people make is getting a bad college degree. In America, college can be incredibly expensive, often costing tens of thousands of dollars. This means that the decision about what degree to pursue is critical. Too many people dive headfirst into a major without thinking about what comes after graduation. You need to consider several important factors. What kind of job will this degree get you? Will it provide you with financial stability? Will you need to go back for more education? For some careers, like medicine or law, additional schooling is required, but these fields often come with a high financial payoff. However, for other degrees, especially those in the liberal arts, it's not always clear what the job prospects will be. In my own case, I initially started studying chemistry, but I quickly realized that I would need years of additional schooling to have a shot at a high-paying job in the field. I wasn't passionate about it and didn't want to invest that much time and money. So, I switched gears and found a path that worked better for me. The key takeaway here is to be strategic about your education. Think about your long-term goals and whether your degree will help you achieve them. It's also important to remember that college is not the only option. There are plenty of other viable paths, such as trade schools and community colleges, that can lead to well-paying and fulfilling careers. Many people spend their entire lives paying off student debt, and I don't want you to be one of them. If you can achieve your career goals without a traditional 4-year degree, don't be afraid to take that route. For instance, careers in fields like plumbing, electrical work, and other trades often pay very well, and the training is much shorter and less expensive than a traditional college degree. It's easy to feel pressure from society, friends, or family to follow the traditional college route, but remember that your education is a personal decision that should be based on your own goals and financial situation. The second common mistake people make in their 20s is making life too expensive too quickly. I see this all the time. People land their first job after college and suddenly feel like they need to treat themselves. They buy expensive cars, sign leases for high-end apartments, and splurge on luxury clothes and gadgets. While it might feel like a well-deserved reward for years of hard work, this lifestyle inflation can trap you in a cycle of financial stress. It's easy to fall into the trap of living paycheck to paycheck, especially when your monthly expenses are high. I took the opposite approach in my 20s. Instead of buying a new car, I bought a used one for around $4,000, and I kept my rent low by living with my parents for several years. This allowed me to save money and invest in my future, rather than spending it all on temporary luxuries. Many of my friends who adopted an expensive lifestyle early on now find themselves with little savings and a lot of stress. They are tied to high rent payments, car loans, and credit card debt, and as a result, they have little room to maneuver financially. Keeping your costs low while you're young gives you a huge advantage later in life. It allows you to save more, invest in your future, and take risks, like starting a business or traveling, that you might not be able to afford if you're living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy life or spend money on things that make you happy, but be mindful of where your money goes. There's no need to rush into a high-cost lifestyle just because you've started making a steady income. The third mistake is dating without intention. Relationships are a big part of life in your 20s, but too often people date casually or stay in relationships that aren't going anywhere. I've been there myself. I dated a girl for 3 years in college, and halfway through the relationship, I knew she wasn't the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. But I stayed with her anyway, out of comfort and a hope that things might change. Looking back, I realize we both could have been much happier and grown more if we had ended the relationship sooner. Many people in their 20s participate in hookup culture or date without any serious long-term plans. There's nothing wrong with having fun, but if you're not careful, you can waste a lot of time on relationships that don't align with your future goals. Dating with intention doesn't mean rushing into marriage or settling down too quickly, but it does mean being honest with yourself about what you want in a partner and in life. Your 20s are a great time to figure out what you value in a relationship and to meet people who share those values. It's also important to avoid falling into situationships, those ambiguous relationships where you're not quite together, but not quite single either. These can be emotionally draining and often don't lead to anything meaningful. Instead, use this time to discover what kind of partner will complement your life and help you grow as a person. The fourth mistake is not taking enough risks. Your 20s are arguably the best time to take risks because, for most people, there are fewer responsibilities holding you back. You likely don't have a mortgage, kids, or a long list of obligations that make it hard to take chances. This is the perfect time to explore, whether that means starting a business, traveling, or trying out different career paths. Once you get older and have more responsibilities, it becomes much harder to take these kinds of risks. Some of my friends settled down early, and now they have families and jobs that require stability. They can't just pick up and move to another country or quit their job to start a new venture. But in your 20s, you have the flexibility to take risks without as many consequences. Taking risks doesn't always mean making big, life-altering decisions. It can also mean stepping out of your comfort zone in smaller ways, like moving to a new city, trying out a new hobby, or switching careers. The point is to embrace the uncertainty and use this time to figure out what you truly want out of life. You have the rest of your life to play it safe, so why not take advantage of the freedom you have now? Another big mistake is failing to develop valuable skills during your 20s. People often expect you to be a little clueless when you're in your 20s, and that's okay, it's a time for learning and growth. But this period is also the perfect opportunity to invest in yourself and develop skills that will make you more employable and valuable in the future. Whether it's learning to code, improving your public speaking, or picking up a trade, developing skills in your 20s will set you up for long-term success. Personally, I've been able to stay employable over the years because I learned how to write code. That one skill has opened up countless opportunities for me, even though I'm still figuring other things out in my life. The more skills you develop, the more options you'll have in the future. The final mistake is partying too much. Your 20s are often associated with going out, getting drunk, and living it up on the weekends. While there's nothing wrong with having fun and enjoying yourself, excessive partying can take a toll on your physical and mental health, not to mention your wallet. I partied a lot in my early 20s, and while it was fun at the time, I found that my quality of life improved significantly when I cut back. Hangovers get worse as you age, and the anxiety of wondering what you said or did the night before isn't worth it. Plus, going out is expensive, drinks, cover charges, and late-night food can add up quickly. If partying is the highlight of your week, it might be a sign that something needs to change. There's so much more to life than getting drunk on the weekends, and as you get older, you'll likely find that these experiences don't hold the same appeal. It's important to find other hobbies and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Whether it's fitness, art, or spending time with loved ones, finding balance will make you much happier in the long run. So there you have it, 6 common mistakes that people make in their 20s. While everyone's journey is different, avoiding these pitfalls can help set you up for long-term success and happiness. Your 20s are a time of exploration, growth, and learning, but they are also a time to make smart decisions that will benefit you in the years to come. I hope you found this discussion helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy conversations like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.